Hello, everybody. Should be live. I believe we are. Yeah, we are officially live. Habs, the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Wow. The Canadiens pulling off a big win after they beat the Oilers 4-0 last game. If you can tell by the title, or if you read the description, you would know they beat the Ottawa Senators tonight. It was a final score of 4-1. The Montreal Canadiens played a really great game tonight. We're definitely going to get into it, but we have some viewer comments first. Troy Evans and Julian Plante, go Habs, go for sure. Let's go. Daryl Adams, you have a great channel. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You think they will try to resign Perry next year if he keeps playing good? Yeah, definitely. I do think it's definitely possible that we pull a Ilya Kovalchuk and we don't resign him and instead maybe try and focus on getting some of the younger guys in the lineup for sure now. But I definitely think there was a good chance that we re-sign Corey Perry. I mean, he's definitely playing really well. I think he's worthy of potentially a full-time bottom six role, not just a fourth line, but potentially into the third line as well. Really, really like what we've seen from Corey Perry this year. He's definitely kind of had a career resurgence with Montreal. I really like what Corey Perry brings to the team, and I'd love to see Montreal resign him. Burke, how's it going, man? Welcome back to the stream. It's so nice to get a chance to see Perry play for the Habs. Such a presence. Hell yeah, Julian Plante, I agree, man. Definitely, I love seeing Corey Perry playing for the Canadiens. Such a great thing. Can't wait to see Stahl either, man. Having like a fourth line of something like, say, Lehkonen, say for example, Lehkonen, Stahl, Perry, or maybe late in the season, seeing something like Perry, Stahl, Caulfield. That'd be fantastic, honestly. I think that's going to be really great. Troy Evans, I agree, man. Perry's great. Luna, TBI, Sons of Liberty, God Fazio, and Pablo. Oh, welcome back to the stream, man. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Hey, Marcus, we're the champions, baby. Let's go. Habs are winning the cup, man. There's always a chance. Stahl, Weber, Perry. Yeah, 2010 Canada, man. I only watched the third. I had to practice. Was that how we played all game? No, Lucas. I thought the Senators played pretty solid in the first and second. The third, they definitely let down Gustafsson in the fourth. I thought they had a relatively good game in the first and second. The turnovers really messed them up personally. But I hope your practice went well, Luca. Hey, Harry, my first time here. Bob Cannon, thank you for coming by, checking out the channel. Saw you a couple times over on Talking Habs and thought I'd drop over here. Well, again, thank you. Thank you for coming over, giving me a chance. It's always fun being on Rick's channel. We were there for the live cast. If any of my viewers that aren't here from Rick, if any viewers that are of my channel haven't gone to check out that live cast, go check it out because it was fun. I enjoyed being on it. I think I held my own. It was pretty good. Go check it out, please. Thank you very much, guys. I hate TSN. Yeah, Habs fan. I think they only said shutout after after Allen allowed a goal, so that sucks. But yeah, popping in for a few while setting up the post-game stream of my own for the not so easy to believe. It was Washington we were facing game A. Let's go with TBI, man. Big hype for the Owls. Nice win for sure. 8-4. Really good one. Deal or no deal to Arizona, Engvall, Kerfoot, 2021 first, Philip Hoglander. To the Leafs, Darcy Kemper and Connor Garland. That's an absolute no deal. The Leafs or the Coyotes would be absolutely stupid to accept just Hoglander in a first pretty much for Kemper and Garland. Kemper is absolutely a starter. You would absolutely have to put Frederik Andersen in that deal if you re-sign him and then send him to Arizona. Connor Garland on his own is worth probably Engvall, Kerfoot a first, and Hoglander. So yeah, probably I'd probably do that for Garland if you take out Kemper. But then again, Garland is kind of really, really solid. I think on the Leafs, he'd really produce well for them. But yeah, for me, that's a no deal as it is right now. Cardinals and Jays unbeaten. Hey, let's go, Darkness. Big hype. Hey, Luna, no problem, man. Your man bought dinner for you, so you got to run. Hey, thank you for dropping a like. Means a lot. We're already at 9 likes, guys. Less than 5 minutes, and if we can get to 10, that'd be sick. But of course, only if you like the stream do you have to like it, or if you want to, of course, because we don't live in a democracy. We have freedom of choice. But Luna, thank you for coming by the stream. I appreciate it. What year do the Coyotes go to Houston? 2024. I say they have 3 more years. Thank you guys for the 10 likes. I appreciate it. The opening lineups for the Montreal Canadiens was Drouin, Suzuki, Anderson, Tatar, Danault, Gallagher, Byron, Kotkaniemi, and Lehkonen. Frolik, Evans, Perry would be our fourth line. You'll be hearing Evans and Frolik's name quite a lot. You'll actually be hearing all those guys' names quite a bit this year. This year, but quite a bit tonight. Edmondson, Weber, Kulak, Petrie, and Romanov, Mete would be your defense pairings tonight. Yankees lost. Yeah, I did see the Yankees lost to the Blue Jays, right? Sons of Liberty. What's good? Hey, Tape to Tape. How's it going, man? How's it going? Welcome back to the stream, buddy. How's it going, Tape to Tape? Jake Allen would get the start tonight, and Carey Price backs him up. And there was a few Habs fans, my dad included, who were saying or who were thinking, oh, why are we starting Allen tonight? Because while Price did get the shutout last game, we wanted to make sure Jake Allen was good as well, and we probably wanted to make sure Jake Allen is back and he's playing well, he's playing good. He's not rested for 20-something days before we have to do a back-to-back. I personally like this because I think we do have a back-to-back. I think it's Friday, or Thursday, maybe Saturday, Sunday. I'm not sure, but I know there's a few back-to-backs coming up, so I do like that we're trying to play Jake Allen and Carey Price kind of evenly right now. I do like that. Big win for the boys. Yeah, Jeremy. I mean, hey, look at this. Jeremy. I mean, just look at it this way. Look at it this way of a period without allowing a goal. That is impressive for a team that hadn't played in 10 days. And our first game was Tuesday. So, yeah. I mean, we didn't get back-to-back shutouts, but hey, still pretty damn good. Do Lehkonen gets traded? Oreo guy, I definitely think it's possible. I think Lehkonen could maybe be on his way out because thinking about it, Frolik comes out for Toffoli when he comes back. And unfortunately, because I did like Frolik tonight, Evans maybe goes out for Eric Stahl. I mean, I think Eric Stahl is probably going to have to maybe prove himself into the lineup. I think Evans really impressed a lot of people tonight. And Lehkonen's kind of the odd man out. Even though Lehkonen played really well last game, I think Lehkonen has surpassed Byron, or Byron has surpassed Lehkonen in terms of, I deserve to be in the lineup. Lehkonen, I did think he played really well last game, and he didn't do too bad today. But I think when Armia comes back in the lineup, it's Lehkonen that comes out for him, personally. Unless they do want to, for some reason, move out Byron and have Armia, Kotkaniemi, and Lehkonen as the finish line back together. But yeah, I definitely think Lehkonen could get traded. I don't know if it'd be part of a deal to bring in, say, Vince Dunn or something, but or just a defenseman in general. But I do think it is definitely possible that we move, that the cap space we move is Lehkonen rather than Byron. Yeah, no point in paying a backup. Well, he's getting paid $5 million just for this year, conservative lawyer. I mean, if you never play him, yeah, I do agree with you. But I mean, that's the reason we got Jake Allen for this year was to play him kind of 50-50 with Carey Price, give Price some nights off, and give Price some nights off when it's back-to-backs. Don't have to worry about, do we have to play Price back? We might have to play Price both nights. Like, nope. Play Price one night, play Allen the next, or play Allen and play Price the next, I do like that we went out and got Jake Allen, even if it's just for this year. Even if Bergevin looks at Seattle and says, no, we're not giving a first and a prospect for you guys to take Byron instead of Allen. I think Allen has been really good in Montreal so far. I would love to see us keep him, but never know. Harry, what is your opinion on the power play tonight and overall in the season? Bob, I liked the power play tonight. We didn't score on it. We were 0 for 3, I believe, but I personally really liked the power play. I really especially like that third one. We were setting up a lot, making sure we had the circles open. We had a guy on each of the circles pretty much. I like that we were setting up. Petrie had some good chances on the power play. On that power play. But yeah, I like the power play tonight. Personally, overall in the season, obviously we had a fantastic March power play of something like 80, not 86, it was like 70, or no, it might have been like 86%. It was third in the NHL last month. But yeah, our power play is hot and cold, as I like to say. January was good. February was god awful. March, it's fantastic. I think April's going to be, it's good. I'd say maybe top 10, maybe 12th, 13th. I think it's going to be like some nights like, holy shit, our power play's back. And then other nights like tonight, it's going to be like, okay, we played good, but we just couldn't score, unfortunately. The fuck was send a fucking shit towards. Thank you, NCA. Big dubs for sure, man. Big dubs. Ale Morial. Hey, Ab16. Welcome back to the stream, man. Thank you for coming by. I'm doing fantastic because of wearing the white jersey, which means the Canadiens won. Showtime, TBI. Thank you for coming to the stream, man. Evans had a great night. I definitely keep Evans. I mean, Oreo guy, that's the good thing is that Eric Stahl can play left wing. So if you wanted to say move out, say Byron Lehkonen and Frolik for some reason, if you wanted to risk moving out Byron when Toffoli Armia and Stahl are in the lineup, Eric Stahl could play on the left wing. He's a center left winger. So we could actually play Stahl on the left wing, but play him at center sometimes if we need him to win a faceoff. So that's kind of the beauty of it, is that we're getting guys who can play center, but our primary, Stahl's a primary center, but he can play the wing, but I do like that. We're getting guys that can play center, but primary play wings. Like Drouin, we tried him at center, so technically he can come in and take a few faceoffs. I think Anderson can come in and take the faceoffs a few times, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I would definitely keep Evans. I really like what Evans has brought to the team in the past couple games. Overall in the season, I thought he's been playing defensively really well, so I definitely would like to keep Evans. I mean, like I said, I don't know if you move out, say, Frolik, Lehkonen, and Byron, if you risk maybe Kotkaniemi. Like, I don't know what you do there. This is why I don't envy being Marc Bergevin, like, or Dom Ducharme, or any of these guys on the Canadiens, in the Canadiens organization. I could not make these decisions. I'd be like, I would just be like, okay, can you help me, please? Like, someone, I would need too much help trying to decide, like, okay, who do I put in the lineup? Who do I take out? The Evans assist on the Perry goal. Yeah, Evans had 2 fantastic assists tonight on the Perry goal and the Byron goal. I thought he had 2 really great assists, Pablo. Sons Liberty, Byron was actually pretty solid. He had a goal tonight. Really, really great goal. We're going to get to it very shortly, thankfully. Loved Paul Byron's game tonight. He wasn't too noticeable after the goal, but when I did notice him, he was making some smart plays. I liked what Byron did tonight. Yeah, tape to tape. I think you should leave Price unprotected. You protect down, leave Price exposed. Like, even like Ron Francis, I think even he'd be smart enough to be like, okay, even if Price is a really good goaltender, do we want to take that $10.5 million cap hit, paying him something, like, even if it's only like $4 or $6 million that you're actually paying him? Do you really want to risk Carey Price's cap hit being $10.5 million and for the next, I think, 3 seasons? Because you don't want to risk. I don't think Seattle wants to be the team that's known as Carey Price's worst years, where, Carey Price went to Seattle and died. I don't think you want to be known as that team, But I think Seattle maybe takes Price, but I definitely think they wouldn't. I think if you do probably leave Price exposed, I don't think they would take him. Yeah, Oreo guy, he does have a no movement clause, and he's auto protected, but you can ask him to waive his no movement clause. You have to go to Price and you have to ask him, hey, do you mind? It's only the no movement clause. I think no trade clauses, you're allowed to unprotect those guys. It's, yeah, like you said, it's no movement guys, but you can go to Price, and if he says, yeah, I'll waive my no movement clause, then you can unprotect him. Yeah, and I'm glad we beat the Senators as well. I don't hate the Senators as much as you do, but I see why, though. I see why you do. Hey, Cameron Knox, thank you, man. Yeah, real Matrix. I definitely think the playoffs, the first round, can end up being Leafs Oilers. Oilers have kind of started to fall off. They fell off against us last game, so that was definitely a loss they couldn't have afforded. And if they keep this up, they definitely could end up in that 4th seed. And I think it could end up being Leafs Oilers and Jets Habs. I'd be incredibly scared, though, if I were the Habs facing the Jets. Yeah. Stonehands had an assist tonight. No, he did in Sons of Liberty. No, Stonehands did not have an assist for the Islanders. Hockey Junkie, thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. I feel like you asked him to... Well, real Matrix, that's the thing. If you're Bergevin, you're going to Price saying, hey, we know you have a bad contract. Can we leave you unexposed? We know Seattle's probably not going to take you. Like, if it's something like that, like, I don't think Price will feel unwanted. I think he'll be like, damn, Bergevin's kind of smart. Like, if I do get taken, then, oh shit, it just sucks. His plan backfired. But if it's successful, then, I think if anything, it would make him feel more wanted because Bergevin would be trying to strategize around how to keep Carey Price, how to keep the team really good. And I think Price would appreciate Bergevin doing that. Yeah, Ham 16, Tatar, Danault, Galley, Duran, Suzuki, Anderson, Toffoli, KK, Armia, Stahl, Evans, Byron, Lehkonen. Well, Caulfield's in the minors, Habs. I don't think we have to deal with bringing up Caulfield for another 14 days because Laval's last game for like 12 days is on the 15th. It's 15th to, I think, the 31st that they don't have a game. So, well, their last game's the 15th. So from the 16th to the 31st, I'll say. So from the 15th, that's when we could call up Caulfield. And if anything, I think this is for the first time in a good long time. The Canadiens have too much depth. And I love that. I love saying that we have too much offensive depth that we might have to trade Arturi Lehkonen. I think we can trade Arturi Lehkonen to get a defenseman. I don't think you want to trade Byron just for a cap dump, because then you're left with Stahl, Evanson, and Caulfield. I do think we keep Byron and probably put him on the taxi squad, and then use him if, knock on wood, someone gets injured, or it's just like, hey, Byron, you're good. You come in the lineup. And plus Frolik. Like, Frolik is kind of, unfortunately, an obvious choice to just, hey, you're going to the taxi squad, NCAA, our next game is Saturday against the Senators. We're actually at home this time. Vegas took Fleury, and look how great he did with them in the first season. If Price's play continues to improve, yeah, Bob, I agree with you. I think you mean he'd be even better in Seattle, I think is what you mean there. But yeah, that is true. But that's the thing, is it's come out that Fleury knew at the trade deadline he was going to Vegas. He knew when he won the cup with Pittsburgh that, okay, I'm going to Seattle. Or I'm going to Vegas. He didn't know he's going to Seattle. I don't know if he even is, actually. Actually, I don't even know how that's going to work. Who are they going to protect, Fleury or Leonard? That's actually going to be really interesting, seeing the goal. Oh, no. I'm stupid. Yeah, Vegas is exempt. I keep thinking Vegas is in the expansion draft. But ignore what I was just saying about Vegas protecting Fleury or Leonard. But yeah, I mean, Fleury did fantastic with Vegas. So yeah, I definitely think Price has what it takes if for whatever reason they did pick him up. That I think he could definitely improve his play in Seattle, but I just don't know if they'd want to take on that $10.5 million cap hit. Sons of Liberty, you don't need to drop 15 on HBO Max. Just use something called DM me. I'll DM you. Exactly, Pablo. Depth is important, because some nights, for example, Perry might be tired and fatigued after like say this game. Next game we'll be like, all right, we'll take Perry out. We'll put Stahl in, for example. Like, okay, Perry's out, Stahl's in. Let's just do that. Something like that. I love that personally. I really love that we have a lot of that depth that we're allowed to do that. Yeah, Habs for sure, man. Our lines compared to last year are insane. Like, Kovalchuk being our second line guy last year, like, I loved Kovalchuk, but he was not meant to be a second line. But Habs, you also have to keep in mind, Kovalchuk, we were dealing with injuries. We were dealing with a lot of injuries. I think we had Charles Hudon as our first line right winger to replace Galley for a few games. But realistically, Kovalchuk was our third line center, or third line winger. But yeah, our depth compared to last year is fantastic. Yeah, Anzi, I can't blame you, man. Like, I liked Hockey Night in Canada when they had Don Cherry. If you still like it now, that's perfectly fine, man. Enor Tab, how's it going, man? Enor Tab, it's going great, man. Big happies, because we're in the Habs jersey. Hey, Randy, go Habs, go, man, for sure. Real Matrix, me too. I saw 67 on the ice. I was like, Patch? I was like, nope, Frolik. Yeah, I thought that a few times as well, man. Andrew Will, hello there. How's it going, man? What's the Habs' biggest weakness right now? Probably defense. I that's like saying what part is the best good. What part is the least good? But yeah, technically it's our defense. I mean, like Randy said, 1 goal in 2 games, but yeah, I guess technically, like you could say our biggest weakness is defense, because goaltending, we have Price and Allen. Price got a shutout last game. Allen almost got a shutout this game. And like Randy said, 1 goal in 2 games, 1 goal in 6 periods is what we've allowed, while we scored 8 in 6 periods. But yeah, I definitely think our biggest weakness is defense, because we have to play Kulak, Romanov, Mete. There's no, for example, we can call up Gouli if we need, because he's injured, and also B, I think he went back to the OHL if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean, I think getting someone like, say, Vince Dunn, or if Bergevin does decide to overpay for Matthias Ekholm, I think we don't really have a weakness then. If we can get that one more defenseman, like, say, an Ekholm or a Dunn, or some people talked about David Savard. I'm kind of iffy on Savard. But if we can get just one more really good puck-moving defenseman, I think that'd be fantastic. And I think the Canadiens would really have no more weaknesses after that. Because like I said, we have the offensive depth. We have great goaltending if Price can stay consistently good. And then our defense will be pretty solid, I think. I think technically the only real issue we'd have technically is playing Kulak or Mete. I like Mete. I really like Mete. It's just I would probably say he's our weakest defenseman, most likely. The Habs are the polar opposite of the Oilers. Yeah, the Habs have depth, no depth for the Oil Girls. Thank you, Sons of Liberty. Any thoughts on what Enor Tap? Bergevin will do by the trade deadline. Given he said, "Oh, no moves are coming," and then like 2 days, and then like immediately made the Stahl trade, I expect to trade for a defenseman. But that's the thing is apparently Sherratt, his downtime has been reduced. The time he's going to be out, so he might be back by the end of the season. Apparently, is what I think they're saying. So I think he maybe goes for a defenseman. I think it all depends on how Sherratt is recovering. Because if Sherratt at the deadline, say he's 2 weeks from coming, say he's a week and a half from coming back, does Bergevin look and say, "Oh, hey, let's go out and get a defenseman"? Say they get Ekholm, and then Sherratt comes back. Do they put Ekholm with Petrie and keep Edmondson with Weber? And then when Sherratt is back, keep Sherratt with Weber and then move Edmondson down with Romanov, for example? I think that could definitely work, you know? Or maybe we put Ekholm on the third pairing with Romanov and have kind of 3 pairings that say, let's just say getting 20 minutes a night. Something like that. I think it'd be really cool to see us get, not Matthias Ekholm exactly if Sherratt's going to be back right before the playoffs, but I definitely think it would be nice to get, like Randy said, a rental defenseman, you know, maybe someone like Vince Dunn, for example, or I've heard people say Brendan Montour would maybe. If Buffalo retained 50%, we could probably do that. But I definitely think a rental defenseman or just a defenseman in general is probably on Bergevin's radar. I don't think he's going to go for Taylor Hall because I've seen some people saying, "Oh, going for Taylor Hall," but no, I don't think Bergevin is gonna go for Taylor Hall personally. Yeah, Randy, technically defense is our biggest weakness. We better not lose ever again. Yeah, NCAA, man, can't blame you. In the playoffs, the Oilers probably don't want to face us since we're row matrix, like, and that's not even just like shit talking the Oilers. That's just facts. You know, McDavid has 1 assist. Draisaitl has 2 assists. McDavid has 1 assist, something like that, in 4 games against the Canadiens. So we are the best team at shutting down McDavid and Draisaitl right now. So I definitely love that. Jeff, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by to the stream. Really should make a call to Dallas about Klingberg. I would actually like that, Jeff. I really like what I've seen from John Klingberg in Dallas. I think that'd be really solid. I'm worried about how much we would have to give up to get Klingberg. Andrew, Derek, thank you guys for coming by the stream. Appreciate it. Does Nashville really want to trade? Yeah, Randy, I keep thinking they're not in the playoffs, but I'm like, no, they're 4th seed right now. Because I'm not used to Chicago just completely falling off right now. But yeah, I don't think Nashville does want to trade Ekholm. I mean, who knows? A lot can happen from 2 weeks from now. Nashville could lose every game from now and decide, all right, no, we're in seller mode. Or they could win every game from now and say, nope, Ekholm's not on the block. We're not even listening to offers on him. So a lot can happen in 2 weeks, you know? So it's dependent on how Nashville does, for sure. The Buffalo's on a 3-game point streak. Oh, my God. Sons of Liberty, there's no way they beat the Rangers. Did the Sabres just beat the Rangers? Del Zotto would be easy to get, puck-moving offensive defenseman. GGR. I'm not used to seeing your name like that. I'll get used to it, though, Jeff. But, yeah, Jeff, I think Michael Del Zotto, not Michael Del Cole. Islanders fans would want us to take Del Cole. But Michael Del Zotto, I definitely think would be a really nice player to get. I don't know about top 2 necessarily, but I think he would definitely be a solid guy. Like maybe Del Zotto, Weber could work. I would probably try out Romanov and Weber, honestly. I'd probably try Romanov, Weber, Kulak, Petrie, and then maybe say Edmondson and Del Zotto, for example. You know, maybe something like that. I definitely think Del Zotto would fit on the Canadiens personally. Imagine Weber, Petrie, Edmondson, Sherratt, Ekholm, and Kulak, and a hot Price in playoffs. Yeah, Enor Tap. I definitely think that'd be a great chance for the Cup. And even if Price, say, starts playing bad or gets injured, we have Jake Allen, who's proven himself to be a fantastic player in the playoffs. So whether or not we have either bad goal injuries or whatever, we have 2 really hot goalies in the playoffs. I'm really, really happy personally to if we can get Ekholm, or even if we can get someone like a Del Zotto. I'd love to get just a defenseman just a defenseman for the playoffs. But yeah, even having Sherratt back for the playoffs, because I think they said he should be back for the playoffs. That'd be really, really fantastic personally. They brought the Rangers to OT. Let's go. They lost, but still got a point. Let's go. OT lost for Buffalo, but 3. Yeah, Pablo. I mean, 3. I mean, they could push for the playoffs. Who knows? I do agree, Randy. I think we definitely need Romanoff on the power play. Don't we have? Isn't it Edmondson, Weber, and then what do I think it's still Kulak, Petrie, or is it Mete, Petrie? Definitely think we need Romanoff on the power play. Like if we could have, say, Romanoff, Weber, and Edmondson, Petrie, or if you want to keep Edmondson and Weber together, Romanoff and Petrie, I definitely would like to see that personally. I would definitely like to see Romanoff on the power play. I love his shot when he decides to fire it off. Almost always on net, actually, from what I can recall. Almost always hits the net. Love Romanoff and his shot. He's going to be a fantastic top four defenseman for the Canadiens. Yeah, more rotation on the power play. I can understand, Randy. I did like what we did on the power play tonight, but I definitely think if you keep the patience and passing, looking for some open men, I'm waiting for that really good play. And if you mix it in with the rotation, I definitely think the Canadiens will have one of the best power plays in the NHL for the rest of the year. Del Zotto's a bit of a head, really, or Tap. Del Zotto's a bit of a head case. Why do you say that, man? What's more impressive, shutting out a tired Oilers team last night or dominating the Sens tonight? Bob, I'd still probably say shutting out a tired Oilers team personally, just because it's the Oilers. We shut out McDavid and Draisaitl and Nugent and Yamamoto, all the Oilers good players. Even if they are tired from playing Toronto the night before, I still think it's more impressive that we shut out the Oilers team that's racing for a playoff spot with us. Personally, I'm just glad we don't have Mete and Ouellette as a pairing the two together. Yeah, Real Matrix. Like I didn't care too much for Ouellette. Like that's a nice way of saying he was garbage. No, but Ouellette, like I barely noticed him out there. Mete, I think he's decent with Romanoff. Mete has his moments. He actually had a really good chance tonight that we're gonna get to, but yeah. The either need a top pair left defense or bottom pair right defense. Romanoff can move up to lefty. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. Romanoff could move up to the top pair left defense, which is what I really, really like. I would like having the puck moving defenseman in Romanoff with kind of the defensive defenseman at this point in Weber. And then I think Del Zotto, like someone like, say, a Del Zotto or someone else in that matter would be a really good bottom pair right defense. I like how you're thinking, Jeff. I agree with you there. I do think it's either top pair left defense or bottom pair right D. I think Bergevin would probably go for bottom pair right D, just as kind of a hey, we're building the lowest of keys cup contender that we can with as much depth as we have. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying like, oh, low key, he's making moves for a cup contender, kind of like what Tampa did with getting. Who was it? It was Barclay Goodrow, and there's someone else they acquired last year that played really big roles in their cup runs. It was Barclay Goodrow, and I forget who else it was, but like those guys. Like I'm not saying pay a first round pick for a fucking bottom pair right defenseman, but just make those little low key type of moves. Blake Coleman, exactly. Thank you, Hab 16. Blake Coleman and Barclay Goodrow. They've got those guys from what was it, New Jersey and San Jose, right? Like they got those guys like kind of overpaid, but I mean they won the cup, so it kind of worked out. The Caps, Pens, and Isles are tied for first. Jesus, Sons of Liberty. That's gonna be a really close race. I should start watching the East Division more. Jesus. Yeah, Randy and Ouellette won't get in the lineup. Let's all praise lol Jesus for Ouellette not being able to get in the lineup anymore. Yeah, Matrix, the most impressive thing, Habs are on a 3-game winning streak at this point. If we can win against the Senators on Saturday, hopefully wearing this jersey again, but if we can win again on Saturday, I think it's going to be a fantastic 4-game winning streak. I definitely think we have what it takes at that point to get at least second in the North Division. Because then I think we face Edmonton, and those are going to be really crucial games personally. Mayfield had an assist. Let's go, Sons of Liberty. That is true, Jeff. You can never have too many veteran defensemen. They're like pitchers in baseball. I don't watch baseball, but I kind of see what you're getting at. You want those veteran defensemen not only there just to like have that experience, kind of like an Eric Stahl and a Corey Perry on forward, but also to help the young guys, help Romanoff, help Mete if he's staying in Montreal. Kind of, I guess you could say help Kulak because Kulak hasn't been in the playoffs. But, help these guys that haven't been in the playoffs or that are young and help them do what they need to do. I'd love for us to call Paling up. He's been tearing it up. Real Matrix, I don't know if I want to see Paling called up. I like Paling. I do want us to give him a chance. But personally, I think Personally, I think you could definitely call him up next year. I think you leave Paling in the AHL this year. You let him tear up the AHL. You let him gain as much confidence as he can. Like if you can have Paling somehow, because I think he's like 6 points behind, but somehow get him point per game at the end of the season in the AHL, I think you will have absolutely gotten his confidence back up. And I think he'd definitely be a viable fourth line center if for whatever reason Stahl does good and we decide not to re-sign him, or he does poorly and we decide not to re-sign him. And if we want to phase Evans out for whatever reason, or we don't sign Danault, keep Evans and decide to use Paling as fourth line or even third line center. But yeah, I don't want us to see. I respectfully disagree with you, Real Matrix, but I definitely see where you're coming from. I definitely see why you'd want us to call Paling up, but I think next year would be the year for Paling. Or alternatively, Jeff said I trade Paling. I would trade Paling, a second, and Lehkonen for Ekholm or Klingberg. Really, Klingberg? Getting Klingberg for that cheap? Isn't he their best defenseman? Oh no, he's their second best behind, not Gurianov. What's his name? Heiskanen, Miro Heiskanen. Yeah, Heiskanen is the Stars' best defenseman, but really, I'm surprised Klingberg is getting would potentially get traded for that little. I mean, paying a second Lehkonen, I would like it because you're getting rid of Lehkonen, who isn't a full-time guy in the lineup, and Paling, who is tearing it up and having a career resurgence. And you're only attaching a second. If it's 2021, potentially could be a worse pick in a very high hit and miss draft. But getting Klingberg, I definitely think could help the team. Ekholm maybe as well. I'm not too high on Ekholm. I like Dallas's chance of trading Klingberg. All depends on what the ask is, of course. If they take Paling a second, I'm gonna not like it because we don't get to see Paling potentially coming up to the NHL and doing really solid since he's doing good in the AHL. But like Randy said, I'd love to see Paling clicking with Caulfield. I want to start watching more Laval Rocket games, mostly to see Paling and Caulfield and see how they're doing it, how they're doing. But I can definitely see us getting Klingberg or Ekholm potentially. Hey James, how's it going, man? I miss you too, man. Glad to see you in the glad to see you in the chat again. Thank you. Caulfield, Paling, Leon. Is that how you say his name, Leon? As a Rocket line would be good. I agree, Oreo guy. I think that'd be really solid to see personally. That sounds like a really, really solid line to tear up the AHL. Rockets games are available on RDS. Thank you, Randy. I'll definitely have to check out RDS. I'm not too big into watching on RDS just because I don't understand French. But I mean, I could definitely do it. I could actually probably put it on my TV depending on what time the games are and what days they're on, because I'm not going to watch the Rocket when the Habs are playing. But if it's on an off day, then absolutely I'll check out the Rocket game, or I could probably record them actually. Harry, do you like rice to eat? No, I've actually never tried rice. Habs will be lucky if they get to keep Eric Stahl. That is true, Randy. And I mean, I think Perry at this point, I think he's made his money. I personally think Perry would be one of those guys where he's like, all right, I've won my cup in my rookie year. I won another one. I'll take, say, $850. Let's just say $850 somehow. Say $850,000, and I'll resign with the Habs. Perry seems like that type of guy to me. Stahl kind of as well, but Stahl's the guy that seems to know his worth. Where if he plays somehow, say he plays as poorly as he did in Buffalo with the Canadiens, I do think Corey Perry. I do think Stahl's gonna be like, hey, I would take $1.5 million if he keeps playing as poorly, like I said, as in Buffalo. But if he plays well, he is gonna ask for more, obviously. But yeah, I think it all depends on how they do, and like I said, it all depends on what the guys want. And I think I would have gone to a Rocket game. Anzia, that sucks, man. Hopefully you can go in the future. Leon is on fire. First year in North America and a rookie AHLer. Let's go, Habs. Let's go. I feel like Stahl will probably go back. Oreo guy, I feel like he'd retire in Carolina. I feel like maybe he goes back to Minnesota next year, and then I think he retires in Carolina personally. Anyone as a player would go for the money, I would. Randy, and I mean, Kovalchuk went for the money, and then look where that got him. It got him a minor league deal with the Canadiens where he resurged his career and then didn't get another contract offer. So, yeah. Yeah, Andrew. Ekholm, I think on another team could work for sure. Bob, you'd keep Kotkaniemi down in, or Kotkaniemi, yeah, CC, obviously Kotkaniemi. I'd keep Cole Caulfield, there we go, down on the foul for a while, let him get used to a pro game, and system for at least a month. He's still only 5'8". Yeah, Bob, I definitely see where you're coming from, but, Rick brings this up, and I've seen a few people bring this up. Alex DeBrincat is 5'7", and I think around like 170. I think he's around right around the same weight as Caulfield, and he's a 30 goal scorer in the NHL. So Caulfield is an inch taller and weighs slightly less. He could probably bulk up though. I definitely want him to get used to the NHL game. I'd probably maybe try and keep him down there until the 15th. And then call him up, use him in a fourth role, because the 15th to the 31st, the Rocket don't have games. So I think if you can use him in the NHL, not rush him, put him in the first line immediately, but fourth line, give him maybe 12 or so minutes a game, because we seem to be doing really well at mixing our lines. Let's just say 12 minutes a game. I think that could help him for sure. I don't think it'd be rushing him. I think it'd just be helping his development. Sons of Liberty, yeah, again, to Among Us. If I can get my account verified or whatever it is, authenticated, definitely will be getting him back to Among Us. Stahl's going back to the U.S. Midwest. Really, Jeff? I believe Stahl, yeah, Enor Tap. I think Stahl will have I definitely think Stahl will have a huge impact with Montreal as well. I think he's one of those great. I definitely think Stahl will have a big impact with Montreal. I mean, he's a Triple Crown winner, just like Corey Perry and Shea Weber, or not Shea Weber. The other guy who, not Michael Frolik. I forget who it is. We have another one. Jake Allen. Jake Allen. I think Jake Allen. But we have some guys who are Triple Crown winners. They've made huge impacts on the team. Perry, and hopefully Stahl can do the same way. Kovalchuk, I think, is the same. No, Kovalchuk never won the cup. I forget who else I'm talking about, but yeah, I definitely think Eric Stahl will have a huge impact with Montreal. I hope so, man. Chychrun for left defenseman might be too much to give. Yeah, Pavlo. I like Jacob Chychrun. I think he's a decent top 6 option for the Coyotes. I haven't seen too much of Arizona though, so I can't really judge right now. But yeah, I definitely think Chychrun for a left defenseman. I mean, we don't have Jacob Chychrun, Pavlo, but if Arizona trades Chychrun for a left defenseman, I could see that maybe going down. Yeah, Habs 16, definitely. Like if you're on Discord, like join the Discord, DM me. We can definitely set something up for sure. I have a few collaborations in the works right now, so I got to get to those guys because priority. I don't want to get to your video first and leave this guy, some guy I've been working on a video with for a month, in the open. That'd just be unfair. So priority definitely takes effect, but definitely we can work on a video or a stream in the future. Gotta get a come away from the contenders, but don't let the Leafs make you. Yeah, Jeff, I agree. Like I would say, like if the Leafs are in on Ekholm, maybe try and go for him a little more. Like what I would do is I'd kind of bluff the Leafs out, like just give an offer similar to the Leafs where you don't mind. Getting rid of, let's just say, Lehkonen and Byron in a second, for example. Or say we go extreme, say Byron, Lehkonen, and a first this year, since it's a fairly weak draft class, apparently. Or it's a very hit-or-miss draft class, apparently. And, like, if the Leafs are like, okay, we're going to back out, and then another team from, like, say, the West Division comes in like, oh, we'll offer this for Ekholm, and it's like, we'll take that one. It's like, yes. Just do something where you deke out the Leafs. I hope we do, yeah, Oreo guy. I think Getzlaf and Perry would be a really fun reunion. Like, if we can have, for example, next year, a fourth line of, say, Perry, Getzlaf, and Caulfield, that would be fantastic. Because I do think Getzlaf is still a really solid bottom 6 option. He's obviously not going to make $9 million. I think he'd probably take $1 million. And that's the thing, is what you guys have to recognize. Jake Allen took a $3 million discount from his current deal to play in Montreal if he's still here with us next year. And if not, Caden Primo, that's $2 million less. The Alzner buyout goes down by $2 million. Some guys are probably leaving. We might get rid of Lehkonen. Byron could probably be sent down in some way, depending on how much depth we have and who we bring up, who's ready, and blah, 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 and all this stuff. But Getzlaf and Perry, we could potentially afford him if we let Stahl go, or if Stahl doesn't want to resign. Because it's not just, oh, we have your rights, we're going to resign you. It's not like the 60s anymore. We're communism. But Perry and Getzlaf, I definitely would like to see them reunite in Montreal. And I guarantee if you had told any Habs fan in 2010, oh, in 10 years, these guys are going to both be on the Canadiens, if Getzlaf does come to the Canadiens, people are going to be like, oh God, what did we have to give up to get those guys? And it's like, you get both of them in free agency a year apart from each other. No one would believe you. Everyone would call you a liar if you said that 10 years ago. That's how crazy it is. Harry, you're just wishful thinking that Perry would say, let me just settle. Yes, Randy, and let me just settle with a potential cup contender. Let me just settle. I mean, you can bet me he won't, but I mean, if he does, that'd be pretty sick. Yeah, Andrew, definitely. Last stream was a big boost for sure. Big thank you to Talking Habs and Rick for sending over his viewers. High quality drawing. How's it going, man? I think Stahl gets traded at the deadline next year to Carolina at the deadline. Yeah, Sons Liberty, I could see that being the case. I mean, there was rumors that Carolina was looking to there were rumors that Eric Stahl was going back to Carolina at this deadline, but obviously he got traded to Montreal instead. I could definitely see it happening next year. Otherwise, maybe he just straight up resigns in Carolina, maybe. Enortap, that's a great question. Who won't be a Hab after the deadline? I'm going to say Arturi Lehkonen, unfortunately. I'm going to say Arturi Lehkonen, and I think there's a chance Brent Kulak might not be a Canadian after the deadline. I think we might look at moving, say, Lehkonen, Kulak, a pick, and maybe some type of prospect to get, say, a Matthias Ekholm or a John Klingberg, as Jeff is suggesting. I definitely think we could potentially move Lehkonen and or Kulak to get a defenseman at the deadline. That'd be really surprising, though. But I could definitely see Lehkonen not being a Canadian after the deadline. Yeah, Weber's doing decent, high quality drawing. Definitely not worth his cap hit, but he's doing good. He's doing decent. But you guys got to keep in mind, it's the contract was built to be terrible in its later years. NCA, man, DM me on Discord. We can definitely talk collab. Why the Ottawa sucks. Ilias, Eugene Melnick is all I have to say. Chikrin was one of my out-of-the-box ideas like Klingberg. Oh, I see what you mean, GGR. Oh, Chikrin is a left defenseman, isn't he? I'm big dumb. That would be interesting. Chikrin, getting Jacob Chikrin could be interesting. I like how you think, Jeff. I like how you think. It's great how, Oreo guy, like the fact that Foley only makes $4 million and the dude has nearly 20 goals in this season, on pace for 45 or something like that, something insane in the regular season. Dude took an absolute discount to come to Montreal. Like you guys aren't going to change my mind. He took a discount to come to Montreal. I am looking at Reddit that a 5th overall. Yeah, high quality drawing. Apparently Rodion Amirov. Rodion Amirov. I would be happy to see him in the Leafs, but apparently the thing is the Leafs aren't opposed to trading Amirov to get some of their needs, which is I believe a third line center, one last defensive piece, a starting goaltender, or I think a third line left winger. So apparently they're down to trade Amirov. Apparently there's rumors it might be like Amirov and something else for Forsberg. I'd be really surprised to see that personally. We need to Foley back. I mean, NZA, we've won both games with the Foley out, so we definitely don't need him back right now, but it definitely would help us. Definitely would help. Here's a list of guys I sent to Rick for his defensive trade target video when he does it. Ekholm, Klingberg, Chikrin, Delzato, Montour. Really, Jeff, you think we can go after Gostisbehere? Personally, I would not like to see Gostisbehere traded to Montreal. I personally would not like to see that. It's nothing to do with the series last year. I don't think he even played in that series, actually. I don't like his cap hit. Even with Philly, for example, retaining 50%, I don't know if I like that Gostisbehere contract. Unless it's, say, Gostisbehere for Byron, I don't know if I would like that. Everyone else is kind of good on that list. I just voice cracked. But yeah, Pavlo, thank you for coming by the stream. Appreciate it, man. Do you think we'll lose Tatar in free agency? I just don't see us. Oreo guy, if Tatar and Danault are guys, if they're guys, if they're the type of guys that want to win a cup and aren't just in the game for the money, they would definitely resign with Montreal and take cap hits. I'm not saying, resign for league minimum, but just say Tatar, instead of making, say, $6 million on the market, he takes, say, $4 million. And Danault, he could make, say, $7 million because he's one of the best centers in the NHL. Takes, say, 5.5, as I suggested on Rick's livecast tonight. Ottawa is staying competitive. Like, they're not just laying down like Buffalo saying, all right, guys, you can just fucking put the puck in the back of the net all you want. Just, we're going to be over here smoking or whatever. Like, they're like, no, we're not making the playoffs, but we're going to try and make sure you don't make the playoffs either. Yeah, NDA for sure, man. For sure, man. Definitely. If you wanna collab, just DM me on Twitter. We can work some or Twitter, not Twitter, Discord, and we can work something out. If you DM me on Twitter, it's very likely I don't get back to you for at least 5 days because I don't use Twitter that often. Yeah, Enor Tap. I'm glad we put Petrie on the first power play line as well. More mobile than Weber and still a great shot from the point. Exactly. Really happy about that. Arizona needs draft picks. They lost. That is true, Jeff. They did lose all of theirs for tampering. I could see Freddie being traded personally. I think it all depends on if he's an LTIR or not. I did see something really interesting that he could be maybe going to Buffalo for Linus Ullmark. I think I'd like that. I don't think Freddie Anderson necessarily is going to go and play in Buffalo, but it'd be interesting. Yeah, high quality drawing. I see what you mean. Gaucher or Caulfield needs to be consistent. Habs Ghost cleared actually. Ghost cleared yesterday, actually. Jeff, you DM me on Twitter? I didn't see it. I'm sorry, man. That's weird. It didn't tell me. It doesn't tell me I have a message notification. That's really weird. That sucks. Look at the 2021 draft lottery. I don't think the Leafs. That is true high quality drawing. I mean, they could maybe be smart and try starting to ask for, say, 2022 or 2023 firsts for Freddie, but I don't know if a team really wants to give up a pick that far ahead, unless you're like Tampa or something. Me neither, but that's all I could see that could be available. Yeah, Jeff, I agree. Bad contract for bad contract. Byron for Ghost. Even if it is kind of Buffalo or Philly winning because they get very slightly the better player. Actually, I think the much better player because Byron has, 10 points? I think Ghost has like 3. But I mean, knowing Bergevin, he'd likely trade for Ghost, and all of a sudden he turns into one of the best damn left defensemen in the league because that's how Bergevin works. Yeah, high quality drawing. The draft lottery this year, it's not going to be that great. NZA collab on if you want to do like Habs content or something like that. Just we can work something out for sure. I'm sure of it. Freddie's on. Oh, really? I thought he was on LTIR. Leafs don't really have many goalie options. Really, Mike Smith could be on the block. Really. Yeah, Kerfoot and Boyd. Yeah, Andrew, that's what I've heard. If they decide to do some crazy trade, Boyd was on waivers and went to Vancouver. Philly's the impossible. Let's go, Sons of Liberty. We're finally up to date on the comments, so we can finally talk about the game. Jake Allen would start, as I said. Price would back him up. The opening lineup for the Senators were Tkachuk, Norris, Dadonov, and Stutzel, Tierney, Batherson, Paul, White, Brown, Formenton, Clerk, Bishop would be their fourth line center, and Dzingel on the right wing. Shabbat, Zaitsev, Riley, Zub, and Coburn and Brown on the defense. Philip Gustafson will get the start. Anton Forsberg backs him up. I actually missed the first minute and a half of the game because I was still on Rick's stream talking with him. But thankfully, I didn't miss a goal like I did against Edmonton, 18 seconds, and thankfully. When did they let him go? Andrew, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something like that. The Papers in Vancouver claimed him. I could see us trading Lehkonen somewhere and getting a pick and then trading picks for someone. Oreo guy, that could be interesting. I definitely think that could be the case. Lehkonen for, say, a second or something, or a second and a fifth, for example, and then packaging that second and fifth with another pick to get Brendan Montour from Buffalo. I definitely think that could be possible. I'm just surprised if Bergevin did want to trade for left defenseman, that since he traded for Stahl, that he wouldn't go for Montour unless he is looking for someone else elsewhere. I am surprised, unless Buffalo was like, hey, no, we're high on Montour. We want to wait a few more games or whatever, which would surprise me, but wouldn't be that bad of an option. Reimer is on the Leafs trade targets. I did see that high quality drawing. Reimer would be interesting. Bringing Reimer back would be very weird. I would go with an attempt with Smith, but Craig Smith. I think it cost really. Oh, Mike Smith. Really? Nylander and Spezza for Mike Smith? I don't know about that high quality drawing. Like, Mike Smith has been playing good in Edmonton, but keep in mind, it's Edmonton. They haven't known talent for a long time. Exactly, Abs. We have 12 picks in the draft. We can afford to give some up. Like I think we've already given up our own third and fifth this year. We can definitely afford to give up, third round picks and onwards, even our second. First, I would keep kind of, but we can afford to give up as many picks this year as we want. Suzuki hit a post 2 minutes in, almost scored on it. Really good there. Evans had a really good shot. Frolik on the rebound, got a really nice shot off. Couldn't score, unfortunately. Kokkinam made a really nice deke around the Senator. Kind of just low-key, just like a little, oomph, I'm going around you. Let's go. I don't know what the hell I just did that for. Mike Smith is not trading. Edmonton is not trading the only goalie they have on their playoff team. That is true, Jeff. But, I mean, hey, as I keep saying, a lot can happen in 2 weeks. The Oilers, because of the Habs game, let's just say, for example, say they lose every game up to from now until the trade deadline, they might look to trade Smith. If, for example, Calgary has taken their playoff spot, say Calgary's fourth by, say, 8 points on the Oilers, I definitely think that they would be open to trading Smith then. Obviously, if they're in a playoff spot by the deadline still, I don't think they'll want to trade him, but all depends on these next 2 weeks are going to be crazy. It's hard to say, oh yeah, Montreal needs to go after this guy, unless it's from a team like, say, Buffalo or Detroit. If you're trying to say, oh, Nashville or Edmonton, it's so hard to say because the playoff races in each division are kind of so close right now. It's really hard to tell. If you were to be really crazy, yeah, high quality drawing, yeah, you guys would go for Hellebuck, but it would cost like Anderson, Nylander, Mikheyev, at least 3 first-round picks. It would cost so much to get Hellebuck. Could be worth it, though. Hockey Junkie, thank you, man. Appreciate the kind comment. Love your channel, bud. Thank you, man. Hey, Fazio, thank you for noticing I shaved. If any of you guys are wondering, why do you look like a baby face? See me with a beard. You won't be saying that. You'd be really surprised by how old some people said I look like 21 or 22 when I have the beard. It's not like a big bushy beard, but it's just like it's like a chin strap. Can I DM you? Absolutely, NCA. DM me whenever you want, man. DM me whenever you want. I was surprised Buffalo took our 3rd and 5th round picks. I think we had other picks that will end up being higher. Yeah, Oreo guy. Me too. I think our 3rd round pick, because why do I feel like we have Chicago's 3rd round pick this year that we got in one of the Andrew Shaw trades? But we definitely have picks, I think, that are definitely going to be higher than our own for sure. The North is over. The North is over Winnipeg, Toronto. Jeff, there is still Calgary and Vancouver. They still could potentially get in the playoffs. My highest bet personally would be on Vancouver, but don't be surprised if Calgary has a late. I mean, it is Daryl Sutter. I'd probably actually put my bet on Vancouver making the playoffs over Calgary. Probably not, since I think Nylander is getting a bit better. Yeah, drawing. I definitely think Nylander is really becoming an elite first line winger. Probably grow a beard, I dare you. Fagio, damn. I've been trying to grow the beard, man. Yo, TBI, thank you for showing up on stream, man. Hello, TBI stream. Go check out TBI, guys. Shh, I'm in the bushes. Yo, Paul, thank you for coming by from Rick's stream. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Calgary, I think, is done. Yeah, Vancouver has a shot. Calgary lost too many games in a row, I think. I'm growing the stash. Been 3 weeks so far. Hey, Habs. It's the same thing with mine, man. It's the same thing with mine that I've been trying. I've grown out for like 2 years. It's not coming in any more than it has been. I'm still 18. I still got like at least 3 years left to try and grow the stash. And so, yeah, if it doesn't work, then we work on a different video then. Like we work on different concepts until we find one that works. Yeah, Demko can rob some games, high quality drawing. Demko can absolutely. Hey, Jeff, thank you for coming by the stream. I greatly appreciate it, man. The A's game is on opening day. Good job. Thank you very much, Jeff. I appreciate it. Hope to see you in the future, man. Oh, damn, TVI. I mean, you could wrap up your stream. Like, that's what happens to me some nights. I end up wrapping up like 25 minutes in, and there's other nights I go on for an hour and a half. So you don't have to go on for a set amount of time. Like if you plan to go on for half an hour, you go on for half an hour. If you plan to go on for 30 minutes, you're on for an hour, so be it. Like I don't have a set schedule, or I don't have a set time, you know? If we could shed salary, Lecky, Byron, Armia, who would you like to see Bergie target? Paul, that's a great question. Personally, I really want to see us go after Vince Dunn, even though he has been a bit of I said personally, so forced, but I'd love to see us go after Vince Dunn from St. Louis. He hasn't had the best season, but I think if we could work some type of trade, like say Lehkonen and say a fourth or a sixth or something like that, just Lehkonen and a little bit of an extra pick, say to get Vince Dunn, or say a Michael Del Zotto or not Braden Coburn. I forget who, but left defenseman like a Vince Dunn. I'd love to see Montreal go for that personally. I'd definitely like to see Montreal Bergevin target a left defenseman. Either, like Jeff said, either a top left defenseman or a bottom pairing right defenseman. You know, I think that would definitely be kind of low key, and I'd really like to see that. I personally would like to see that happen. Yeah, like Jeff just put in the chat his targets ranked. Hey, Joaquim, let's go. Big Joaquim hype in the chat, boys. I'm going to go do something now. Nice to see y'all. And remember, go Habs, go. Fuck the Sens. Thank you, Enze, thank you for coming by the stream, Enze. I appreciate it, man. Hope to see you in the future. Thank you for stopping by, baby. I think the strategy for the playoffs with goalies is that 2 games should be with Freddie playing consistent, mind you, and Campbell playing 2 games, giving rest to help us get goalie games. That'd be pretty good in high quality drawing, actually. I would really like to see that. Unless Freddie, for example, has say 2 games where he gets shutouts. Say he gets 2 straight shutouts, then you play him again, I'm pretty sure. Campbell is seeming, high quality drawing. I definitely think Campbell is really ready to take that next step into a starting goaltender role. I'll be honest, I definitely think Campbell is probably not one of the worst starters, but I definitely think he's one of those low key guys where it's like, really, you guys have Jack Campbell as your starter, and then you see him playing, he's like, damn, pretty good. Like I really like Jack Campbell. Like I was one of the people that, not on stream, but I was thinking in my mind, just like, yo, I'd like to see Montreal target Jack Campbell as the backup, and then Leafs got him, and I was like, that's a damn good pickup. And I think you guys, I forget what you guys even traded for him, but it was a really good trade. Andrew, Jeff is goated, man. I think we should get Shirelli on another team's phone if we can get any defenseman. That is true, Rio guy. Just go to Shirelli and be like, yo, I heard this defenseman from this team's gone. Like, if you trade for him, we'll trade you even more for him, and then trade like, oh, Paul Byron, yeah, he's a really good top 6 winger, and then get fucking John Klingberg for Paul Byron. Yeah, Boissois, it's been like 20 games since he started. Oh, TB, I'm sorry, man. What'd your comment read? Oh, that's ended now. No streams for me until tomorrow night when the last game of the night ends. Hey, let's go with TBI. Let's go, man. Nope, he's a guy that has done nothing with his opportunities. Wow, Jeff. He's a guy that's done nothing with his opportunities. I mean, Jeff, maybe he just needs a nice, big, muscled-up Frenchman like Marc Bergevin to straighten him out. Maybe. Oh, yeah, true. Jack Campbell and Jason Spezza were on the Stars together, and then they're in Toronto. That's actually really funny. That's funny, man. Joaquin, do I think Bergevin will take a swing at Eichel? No, I don't think Bergevin's going to take a swing at Eichel. I think Eichel would be way too expensive. I think he's already said he doesn't want to trade. He's already said he doesn't want to trade Suzuki and or Caulfield, and 100% Buffalo would want at least one of those guys. So unless it's something where Buffalo calls and is like, yo, you guys want Eichel, we want Byron, Lehkonen, Armia, 2021 first, and something else, and like, oh, we'll retain 50% for whatever, then like Bergevin's like, yes, please. Like if you don't have to get rid of like a major piece of your future or a major piece of your core, and Buffalo's stupid enough to call you and offer something stupid, then yeah, definitely you could take that. Oh my God, let's go TVI. Lol Byron, yes, Sons Liberty. We are going to get to that for sure. Is Bergevin a genius? High quality drawing? 100%. Yes, Fazio, Byron scored. Yeah, high quality drawing, exactly. Keep Suzuki and Caulfield. That's what I've said for a while. Yeah, TBI, no way Komarov was one of the 3 stars. Holy shit, I'm going to start getting to this actual game, so I'm going to ignore comments, unfortunately, for a little bit, because I'm worried my stream's all of a sudden going to cut out. Do you think Jake Evans is playing wing? 100% Joaquim. I've said this in the beginning of the stream. I think probably Lehkonen's out. Potentially Byron, if we want to risk it. 100% Frolik, though. I definitely think Frolik and Lehkonen are probably out of the lineup. Maybe Byron. I really liked how Jake Evans played. Even though Byron, with his really nice goal tonight, I definitely think you might want to try and save a bit of cap space if you're bringing a defenseman in. So you might want to try and scratch Paul Byron. Unfortunately, exactly. I call it drawing. Important assets and important to the future. I don't think Bergevin will target any big-time center. Yeah, Oreo guy. I don't think so either. I definitely think he's going to want Suzuki, Kotkaniemi, I mean, like you said, for the future. Probably Paling and Evans. Misek, I think he's going to want to try and more so on the left wing. I think we have a lot of really good right wing depth. I think now he's going to want to try and focus on the left wing. Hey, Dadius, let's go. Stars win. Canadians won. Islanders won. Definitely a great night, man. Absolutely a great night. Which is funny because I think I predicted whoever the Stars are facing to win. So, fuck. We have enough inexperienced depth that are inconsistent. Yeah, Jeff, I agree. I definitely think if we can get, like, say, someone, for example, like a Braden Coburn, not exactly Coburn, but like a Coburn, where they're a veteran, they're still pretty solid, they're still good in a say a top 4 role, and they've won the cup like Coburn did with the Leafs, or Leafs, the Lightning. If we can get something like a Coburn, I'd be a big fan of that. When are you going to start listening to those things? I forgot TBI. We're 2. Yeah, that is true, Joaquin. We are 2-0 with Frolik in the lineup. That is very true. One Sportsnet mock draft was Illis for Perreault, Perfetti in a third. Wow. That would be god awful for the Jets. Like, sure, they get Ryan Ellis, but they get rid of one of their best prospects in Cole Perfetti. I really like Perfetti. Like Matteo Perreault, I understand getting rid of the cap for him, but Jesus, you should not have to pay in Cole Perfetti. Jesus. I don't see. Yeah, Jeff, I can definitely see what you mean. I definitely think Vince Dunn would. I mean, Vince Dunn has won a cup, so technically he's experienced in that way. But I definitely see why he wouldn't want to go for someone younger and would probably go for example, like an Ekholm, even though he didn't win the cup, for example, like that. Late, hey, let's go. Thank you, TBI. I think the bait for Ekholm for the Leafs, Kerfoot and Moroff and Rasmus or Liljegren. I probably think it'd be Liljegren. They'd be more willing to trade probably. I'd like to see a Stahl Perry for League trio. That would be pretty cool, Joaquin. I think that could actually I think that could work. I did like for tonight. Not sure how I would like those lines though. I mean, I like them in theory. In execution, I would like to see that. Yes, TV. I unfortunately. Do the Jets ever win the cup? There's a possibility. How am I getting more comments when I say I have to get to the game or else the stream's gonna cut out? If I go over to get traded, what team in your opinion would make the most sense? Boston. No doubt Boston. Del Zotto is cheap and can move the puck, and is the only reason I would go after him for depth and for the power play. Jeff, I could definitely see that being the case. I do like Del Zotto as a depth guy. I think he is a bottom pairing right defenseman as well. Actually, so personally, I would like him as well for the power play because I think you're taking Edmondson off the power play and getting Del Zotto there. I think that'd be a really nice low key move. Fagio rip. Yeah, Joaquin, this is an experienced trio for sure. I'm just really interested how you play Evans and Kotkaniemi and if you play Armia with them or not. Yeah, Leafs. I mean, Leafs. I've been trying to, but that's the thing. I always have comments that I have to read. I always want to try and read the comments. Okay. Allen then made some really solid saves. We approached the halfway point of the first period. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to start a minutely reminder for you. Jesus Christ, TBI. Oh my God. Midway point through the first. Habs just trying to force some turnovers from the Senators. This would probably be bad for them. The Senators were playing good, though, aside from the turnovers. They were doing solid. But then we scored. Phillip Danault getting a very Brendan Gallagher-esque goal. Assist to Gallagher and Tomas Tatar to make it 1-0 Canadiens. Great garbage goal for him. And then Michael Frolik rung a shot right off the post midway through the first. Had a really good chance there. Habs starting to look really good getting their chances and puck control. Really liked how they were controlling the puck in the center zone. Allen made some really good pad saves, robbing Stutzel of the 7th of the year. Senators were starting to get some good chances as well, but Allen was making saves when he needed to. Marcus, Stevenson suspended. It's kind of bullshit. Probably should have gotten what McDavid got, or McDavid should have gotten what Stevenson gotten. Probably I would say that McDavid should have gotten suspended for the head hit on Kotkaniemi. Yeah, personally, I think Stevenson kind of deserved the suspension given it was a head hit. I just think McDavid probably should have gotten more. I think the injury on the play should mean nothing. So, yeah, Del Zotto wouldn't get a bunch of minutes if everyone's doing their job. Yeah, Jeff, that is true. I do think Del Zotto would be a really solid bottom pairing guy. He's a right defenseman, right, Jeff, or is he both? Which Hab that's been traded or retired do you miss the most? Since I haven't been watching the Canadiens that much, I probably have to say Kovalchuk. Honestly. TBI, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, man. The Habs are starting to improve near the end of the period. They just want to get another goal before the end of the period, before the end of the first. The Canadiens then went to the PK. Petrie got called for tripping Tkachuk. Shorthanded, it was Byron and Evans with a really good chance. Byron had a nice pass, but Evans just couldn't put it home. That would do it for the first period. Shots were 14-11. For the Habs, and they would lead 1-0. Senators have some power play time to start the second. The league babies McDavid. I agree, Leafs. I agree with you, man. Oh, yeah, Markov. For sure, Markov. I mean, I only saw Markov in the final year, so I didn't get to see Markov in prime, unfortunately. But yeah. How's Stahl been? Fagio. Stahl did not play tonight, unfortunately. He apparently might play Saturday. He's very likely going to be held out of the lineup just so he can have a practice with the team. He probably gets in Monday. Same with Toffoli. Dekes out Philip Gustafsson and puts in the back of the net the 8th shorthanded goal of the year. Habs Great play there. We then killed off the rest of the power play. We were 1-for-1 on the PK tonight. Yeah, Markov with Subban was really solid from what I saw. Markov would be great, especially if we played, Oreo guy. Markov with Romanov, I think would be really, really solid. High quality drawing. No, what's happening again? What's happening, man? The Canadiens were really pressuring the Senators now with some fantastic chances, but Gustafsson made some good saves. And then, holy shit, Jake Allen robbed Brady Tkachuk on a wide open net. Tkachuk had the whole net open. Allen barely makes the stick save. Really great save. And afterwards, both teams had some decent chances. Third and fourth lines for the Habs did some really good stuff as we approached halfway mark of the second. They had some really good shifts out there. I really, really liked them. Oh, Streamlab. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm going to try and hurry it up now, guys. If the stream's lagging, I don't like my chances being on here. Habs had some decent chances, still doing their best at the Sens end of the ice. Starting to get a bit cooled down in the second period. I think the Canadiens kind of had the Sens where they wanted to, right where they were. The Habs would go to the power play. Braden Coburn got called for tripping. We had some really good power play chances, but just couldn't score. I had faith in the power play, though. We were 0-for-1. Burke, your Hawks lost. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. Paul, your line picks: Tatar, Danault, Gallagher, kind of obvious. Jaren Suzuki Anderson, Toffoli, Kotkaniemi, Byron, Perry, Evan Stahl, Lehkonen. I could definitely see why you'd keep Armia out of the lineup. I definitely see why. Definitely would be interesting though. Keeping Perry and Frolik out. I'd like to see that personally. Not anything against Byron. Just I think these lines could probably help out the team more so. I would really like to see those being the case. High quality drawing, man. That would be fantastic. Having Leafs and Habs in the second round. Stanley looking like the big Faja. I don't know if I'd go that far. Yeah, Hamburger man. I want Alzner back as well, man. Yeah, it probably could happen in the first round. I mean, given the Jets and Oilers are starting to slip, it could end up being Habs and Jets in the first round. Ooh, high quality drawing. I don't give predictions for those games. Like Leafs and Habs are the one games I don't give predictions for. I don't want to jinx the Habs against their biggest rival in their division, so I unfortunately will not give predictions. If you guys want to, go right ahead, but I personally don't. Suzuki got tripped up, but then immediately got on a breakaway. Gustafsson made some great saves, 2 in a row. But it didn't matter. Habs were going right back to the power play. We looked really good in the power play, just weren't able to score during it. We were really pushing for the 3-0 lead at this point. 0-for-2 in the power play tonight. Habs in the final minute. Go through the highlights yet? Randy, and I'm going through them right now. Habs in the final minute of the second, not too bad. Both teams are just waiting for the end. They want to get to the third period. That would end up doing it for the second period. Shots were 27-16 for the Canadiens. They led 2-0. Sons of Liberty Jackbox tonight. We can definitely do Jackbox tonight. If you guys want to do it in HGH's server, if you guys want to do it in mine, we can definitely do it. Could it be possible to sell Armia to a contending team? Joaquin, we are a contending team. I do think we maybe sell Armia. I think more likely we sell Lehkonen, though. I really like Armia. I think we could probably re-sign him at a really cheap contract and probably retain him for 2 years. Loses between the Habs, Leafs, playoff series. Exactly, Hamburger Man. Like the loser is never... Loser's never going to hear the end of it, which means the Leafs are never going to hear the end of it. You Jackbox and yours. I mean, TBI, we could. It's just I don't think we're going to get nearly as many people as we would in John's server. I mean, Faggio, Price just got a shutout last game. When was the last time Hellebuck got a shutout? Joaquin, Jackbox is a series of games that are 5 or 6 games each, and you basically, some of them you have to come up with silly or create wacky or sus answers, and people pick the funniest ones, or basically just, one of them's like espionage, where someone puts like, what percentage of people have owned a stuffed animal in their life? You know, you put a percentage, you have to guess higher or lower. Whoever gets points. It's really, really fun. Jackbox is really, really fun. Yeah, Joaquin, if we do it I can probably send you a invite link to John's server if we do it in there. If not, just join my Discord. We do it in there if you're not in it already. That is true, TBI. Probably is still fun in my server. Hamburger Man, 100% Price's number is going to be retired, especially if we win a cup with him as our goaltender. He's definitely going to be retired. Faggio, that's weird. You can't join the Discord. Yeah, I can try and invite you, man. Yeah, Jeff, I agree. That's why. Yeah, I'm glad we agree. Price needs a cup for his. Oh, Joaquin. Joaquin, my Discord is in the description. It should say Discord and then it's the invite link. I'm surprised you're in John's server. Actually, I don't see it that often. Do you think Jack Gamble will get a shutout against the Jets? 100%, it's possible. High quality drawing. Very improbable given the amount of offensive depth, offensive force they have, but it's definitely possible. Armia is too inconsistent. His potential and skills could be best to fetch a decent return. I could see what you mean, Paul. Definitely, I can see what you mean. I really like Armia, and exactly, it's his potential. His potential, like that, he could be a really good middle six forward, is what I really like. But I think if we can get, say, a second and a good prospect, or a second and depth guy, for example, I think maybe Armia could be expendable. Price definitely going to get his number retired. Galley, I think it's going to be retired for both him and Koivu, personally. And Weber, maybe. It's possible that Weber gets his number retired. Jack Campbell's your worst nightmare, really, Fazio? What are the top 3 teams most likely to win the Cup after March? Woof. Tampa, Carolina, Vegas. Hey, yo, John, thank you for coming by, man. Appreciate you stopping by the stream. It all depends on what the difference is between the player you get for Armia. That is true, Jeff. Like, if for Lehkonen somehow some team's willing to overpay for a first and something else, and for Armia, another team is just willing to give a second and meh, then you obviously trade Lehkonen instead. But if it's reversed, you trade Armia instead. Definitely, it depends on the return, I think. That is true drawing. Weber was a superstar, but in Nashville. When he came to Weber, he was really good. Just wasn't what he was in Nashville. I do think he will get his number retired in both cities. It'll just take a while for Montreal, I think. Yeah, Hamburger Man. Duran seems like he's become a brand new player under Ducharme. Like Bergevin, like Julian, he played good. I think the last few seasons he's played decent at times, bad at others. But under Ducharme, I don't think I've seen a really bad game from Duran at all. Like Duran, every game under Ducharme has looked fantastic. I love what Ducharme has brought to this team. Since he is offensively minded, he's been really good for the most part. There's been a few games here and there where he's very questionable, but he's been really solid overall, I think. But the Habs went right back to the power play. Habs looked pretty good on it. We just weren't able to score. We're really pushing for the 3-0 lead. I'm stupid. Anderson hit a post early in the third period. He's had a really good game, I thought, in my opinion. He had a really, really solid game. My pairing picks: Petrie Edmondson, Weber Kulak, Romanov with Mete Sherratt. Get a puck mover with a stay-at-home. Balance the lines. That'd be sick, Paul. High-quality drawing, man. Allen versus Campbell would be fantastic. Like, having Campbell versus Allen would be incredible. You have to Hall of Fame to get your number retired a bunch. That is true, Jeff. So that means that 100% Price and Weber are getting their numbers retired then. Sons of Liberty for me, I think it's Tampa, Colorado Caps. That's a good choice, Fazio. I think Islanders are right there, though. I think they're definitely top 5 for me. Yeah. Joaquin. I mean, the defense does look faster without Sherratt, I think. But for me, I think it's because of what Sherratt brought to the game. Not that he slowed it down, but just that he was definitely more defensively minded. And so it kind of slowed his guys down. But I definitely see why. It definitely looks faster. But that's not a complaint to me, that's not a complaint. I think that's just, the defense is still good, but it's faster, personally. And then all of a sudden we scored. Corey Perry gets the goal. Jake Evans with a brilliant pass over to him. Corey Perry just little tap it in. Give it a little tappy, taparoo. Victor Mete with the second assist, getting his second assist of the season, making a 3-0, another Galley-style goal. It seems like Jake Evans is kind of being good at setting up guys for Galley-like goals. Sherratt was a liability at times. He needs to be a third-pairing guy. Yeah, Paul, I can see where you're coming from. I think Sherratt was a liability last year in the playoffs. This year, he's been decent. I've kind of seen what people saw in him last year. This year, I really like Sherratt personally. Well, not really like him, but I think he's been decent. I don't think Weber or Price are Hall of Fame yet. I mean, I do think Price could get to the Hall of Fame. I feel like that 2014 season where he just won everything kind of gets him into the Hall of Fame. I mean, guys have gotten to the Hall of Fame for less. Weber, I think if he keeps climbing the power play goals rank, he definitely has more of a chance to if he keeps climbing those power play ranks and if he gets a cup, I definitely think he's Hall of Fame worthy. Should Crosby go to Montreal? High quality drawing, yes and no. I say no because he'd likely be third line. Okay, no, he'd probably be first line center. But I say no because I don't know if Crosby would necessarily be great at his cap hit and given the return. I'd love to see Crosby say go to Montreal, say in free agency. Like if he reaches free agency, I'd love to see Crosby come to Montreal. It's just I don't know if he does come to Montreal. If Price wins a cup, he probably gets his number retired. If he doesn't win a cup, I don't really, Bob. I'm surprised by that. I mean, given people were calling for Koivu's number to be retired by Montreal, but he didn't win a cup with us. Before Yali took his number over. I'd be surprised if Price's number doesn't get retired, given how iconic it is in Montreal. Oh, Price 31, Carey Price wears number 31, you know? I'd be really surprised by that. I wonder if Eric Staal will potentially be Hall of Fame bound on his way to 1,300 points, not 13,000, Jesus. Stanley Cup, I think if he gets another cup and a big part of his age, he'll be a sooner lock. Yeah, John. Olympics too, like you said, gold medal. I definitely could see that happening. I think it'd be... I mean, I think any guy who gets 1,000 points is almost a lock for the Hall of Fame, unless their name is Alexander McGillney. I mean, he's gotten the Stanley Cup, like you said, with Carolina in 06. I think any member of the Triple Crown squad kind of gets into the Hall of Fame. Like, it's almost kind of an unwritten rule. Like, yeah, they'll get in. But definitely, I think if he gets another cup and at his age, definitely he should be a lock for the Hall of Fame for sure. Yeah, Sherrod takes too many penalties, Paul. I haven't seen it this year, though. I haven't seen him take like so many penalties. Exactly. High quality drawing. Matt Sundin never won a cup, and he got Hall of Fame number retired. Grubauer's been good. Faggio, I don't know if he wins the Vezina personally. I don't know. Yeah, true, like Joaquin just said. Yeah, true. He holds the number for most wins in franchise history. Funny enough, also the most losses in franchise history. But yeah. Like, we're technically watching history being made every game Price wins because he's just climbing that rank. He's number one, and he's just building himself up, actually. I think even if Price doesn't win a cup, his number still gets retired with the amount of records broke with the Habs and his awards. Yeah, Hamburger Man. I definitely see that being the case. Goalies don't get much respect. That is true, Jeff. I forgot about that. Goalies do not get much respect by the Hall. Isn't Grant Fuhr still not in? Like, something crazy like that? Like, one of the best goalies in, like, 80s or 90s. Like, he's not in the Hall of Fame or something like that? Price has been a Hab since 2005. He's definitely getting his number retired and going to Hall of Fame. Paul, yeah, I do think he probably makes the Hall of Fame, like you say. Definitely gets his number retired at the very earliest. Very earliest gets his number retired, 100%. Does Joe Thornton make the Hall of Fame? Most likely. He's been playing for how long now? Like 23 years at this point. Something insane. No. Oh, actually, maybe 23 years, 24. He's almost 25 years in the NHL. Definitely should make the Hall of Fame, probably. Am I crazy to think Mike Vernon? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jeff, that's who I'm thinking of. Mike Vernon. Goalies need cups. Mike Vernon left like 2 years before Detroit won a cup, I think. Right? Or no, he was a starter in 97. Am I crazy to think Subban? No, Joaquin. I think he could maybe come back. I mean, Bergevin didn't like his attitude for a reason, and I agree. I think it all depends on if he's willing to take a massive pay cut after next year. Like, if he wants to come back to Montreal after next season, if he wants to say like, hey, I'll go to Montreal, but I want $7 million, for example, then yeah, no deal. But if it's like, hey, I want to come back to Montreal, I'll take 1.5, then maybe it's potential. Jumbo Joe at best is a third line mass. Jesus, high quality drawing. There's no way Price doesn't get retired by Montreal. I mean, he holds several records for them. He's making... I mean, yeah, the Faggio, that is true. I mean, he does hold several records, and he's making $10 million. That is true. I mean, technically, he's making only like $5 million right now, but his cap is $10 million. Chara and Matt Martin going to do a fight. Holy shit, sons! I want to see that. Joe Thornton's going to make the fat Hall of Fame and retire number with the Shark, Bruins, and Leafs. Definitely the Sharks and Leafs. I don't know about the Bruins. With the amount of line changes Ducharme does in game, I can see us doing Evans at center, Stahl on the wing, and if someone's not winning faceoffs, yeah, exactly. Hamburger Man. I could definitely see that being the case. Yeah, Osgood. Jeff, Osgood's another example. Osgood was probably one of the best goalies during his time playing, from what I've looked back at stats and seen from highlights. I know you don't like just highlights, but from what I've seen of him, he seemed like one of the best goalies at the time. And I definitely think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Just like how Jeremy Roenick, in my opinion, should be in the Hall of Fame, but he's not because of his mouth. And Alexander McGillney. No, not McGillney. It was the Theo Fleury. Theo Fleury I'm thinking of. Well, Alex McGillney as well, but Theo Fleury, he is the one that spoke out about being, I think he was sexually abused, right? And like that's the reason he's not in or something. Something fucked up like that. Leafs still looking for a starter. Big rips. No, wait, yeah. Paul, I agree. He was a locker room cancer. I could maybe see us bringing him back maybe years down the line, like as a veteran, like as a seventh defenseman making league minimum, say 6 years from now, for example. No, not 6 years because I think Subban's 30 already. Something like 4 years from now. Something when he's a veteran, something like that. Where am I? Anderson had a burst of speed suddenly, just couldn't finish it off, unfortunately. He had a really great chance with that. Spezza and one of the team. Yeah, exactly. Spezza's one of the players you love him on your team, hate him when he's not in your team. Overtime with the Senators. Spezza definitely should get his number retired with the Sens for sure. I don't know about the Leafs. And that's not a thing where I hate the Leafs. It's just, I don't know if he's done enough for the Leafs to warrant getting his number retired. Yeah, Sens, I agree. Maybe it's something where Subban signs a one-day contract and technically retires as a Hab, maybe something like that. I could see that maybe being the case. I don't think his number ever gets retired. I don't think 76 ever gets retired by the Canadiens, though. Hard knowing PK. Oh, yeah, true, Jeff. I forgot. Price, Galley, and I know Panicks, Pacioretty, Chucky. He had beef with everyone in the fucking locker room back then. Geez, yeah, I wouldn't want that either. And it's kind of fitting, wasn't it? Emelin who ended Subban's time in Montreal with that ass to the head or something. Yeah, Andrew Cujo for sure. Should the Jets retire Hellebuck's number? Faggio, absolutely. He's the only goalie they've ever had that's been really solid. One of the best goalies in the league right now. I definitely think he should get retired by Jets number, regardless if he wins a cup with them or not. Regardless if he wins a cup in general or not. I definitely think he should get the number retired by where would they be? Probably Atlanta. Back in Atlanta, probably. Faggio, remember we lost them in the first round. They won the cup, and maybe we might get another Rask and actually keep them. I mean, high quality drawing. You guys had it. Oh no, you didn't. Askarov was taking 5 picks before. Who knows? Maybe 2021 is your. I mean, who knows? Joseph Wall. There's a reason his last name is Wall. Yeah, when Subban's contract is up, he's going to end up a Leaf. I actually wouldn't mind seeing that. PK Subban is a Maple Leaf. Who did they trade him for again? Faggio, damn. PK and Price, I don't think. Yeah, Wolverine. Yeah, I didn't think it was Subban and Price because they had that end of game celebration or whatever with the hands or whatever. They had that going for a while apparently. But yeah, PK had Plekanec. PK and Plekanec, they fought at practice one time. I'm pretty sure, as well. Didn't they fight at practice? I'm pretty sure. Do the Bruins retire Char's number? Sons of Liberty 100%. I think it's the second Char retires, whether it's this year or next year. 100%. 100% the Bruins retire Char's number. As soon as he retires, Bruins are and that's number 33 up in the rafters. They're 100% going to retire his number. Oh, Jesper Wallstead. I thought they had Joseph Wall. Who is Joseph Wall? That's weird. Can a Leafs fan confirm if they have Joseph Wall or not? Doing really good shutting down the centers, not letting them get any chances. Wait, is this? Okay, it is flipped. The image is flipped for me. That's weird. Kulak gets in the love. He's so important to have to play solid minutes. Great stick. Pinches out ozone very well. Good zone exits and first passes. Dude is a stud. Thank you, Paul. I love Brent Kulak as well. I really like Kulak. I think he's a really good bottom pairing defenseman. If you put him in the top 4, he can do good. Not as good as a bottom 2 guy, but I really like Brent Kulak personally. I think he's slightly overpaid. Instead of 1.75, I'd pay him 1.5, but literally $250K, that's whatever. I mean, for a top 4 defenseman, technically right now he's playing top 4 minutes. That's a steal. Most top 4 defensemen are paid at least $3 to $3.5 million. I love Kulak's contract for him playing top 4. Love what he brings to the team personally. I gave Rask a first and another first for Kessel. Damn. Even friends that didn't know anything about Subban. That is true, Joaquin. I mean, growing up during the 2010s Montreal hockey, Subban was really a big name. Yeah, Joaquin, I definitely think his number could get retired, but I feel like it might end up being a situation where because of all the bad blood and because, Bergevin and I think ownership didn't really like Subban all that much, might be a while. I think it might be, not Daryl Sittler, or I think it was Daryl Sittler with the Leafs where ownership and whatever, he did not like ownership or whatever, and they did not want to retire his number, and eventually they reconciled, and retired his number. I forget if it was Daryl Sittler or who it was with the Leafs. But it could be maybe something like that, except reverse, where ownership doesn't like Subban. Will Vasi and Stamkos get the number retired? 100%. High quality drawing, 100% they will. Do the Pens retire Malkin's number? Absolutely. Absolutely. Malkin's won 3 cups with them. Malkin and Crosby's numbers are getting retired together, like even Fleury maybe. For me, I think it doesn't matter if Crosby retires, say Malkin retires a year before Crosby, they will only get their numbers retired together, I think. When you think Pittsburgh, you think Crosby and Malkin. The real question is Markov's number getting retired? 100% Joaquin. I think Markov played, well, I know Markov played all his career in Montreal. Definitely played enough to get his number retired. Plekanec, I'm iffy about Joaquin. I love Plekanec. Montreal loves Plekanec. I just don't know if he's done enough to get his number retired, unfortunately. I don't know if he did. Also, plus he spent that like 12 games in Toronto. That kind of ruins, like, oh, he played all his career in Montreal. It kind of ruins it a little bit. Dave Keon, thank you, Hockey Junkie. It was Dave Keon, thank you. Pretty impressive how quickly you talk / think and get everyone's comments, and definitely will be back. Paul, thank you very much for coming to the stream. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for coming out. Good night, Harry. Good night, Paul. Thank you for coming out to the stream. If Matthews stays with us, will he get his number retired? Most likely, high quality drawing. I think Matthews is probably going to go down as one of the top 10, at least top 10 best goal scorers in the NHL. So I definitely think Matthews is going to get retired. Why do the goalies always wear the number 1 and 29, 23? Oh no, number 29 through 23 through 29 through 39. I have no clue. Faggio. I think it's just kind of a superstitious thing where it's like, oh, the goalie is number 1, the goalie number 1, whatever, I always find that weird. I don't know the answer to that myself. That actually might be a decent topic for a video, Faggio. That might be a decent topic. And then we scored after we were doing good shutting down the Senators. Brendan Gallagher ended up scoring from Phillip Danault and Thomas Tatar, who had 2 assists tonight, making it another 4-0 lead. I put we should win the game now. Furley got another really, really great chance. I'm impressed with how he's done this game. Kotkaniemi had a hit on the Senators player. He then got hit and would draw the penalty. Really, really good on him for doing that. Yeah, Jeff, number retirements are for the elite of the elite. Like I do think Markov would. I think Markov does get his retirement, given how legendary he is to Montreal. That's why I said, unfortunately, I don't think Plekanec does. He's a staple in Montreal. He's like, oh, Plekanec, number 14, But unfortunately, I don't think he's done enough to get his number retired. Sharko Shake, actually, funny enough, I was thinking like a week ago, like, oh, maybe I want to get a one of my posters. Like I have a galley poster. I was thinking, oh, why don't I get the poster and put it like right here? I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I didn't. And I'm just lazy right now. I want to though. I definitely want to get some posters back there. Yeah, Wolverine. Remember when Phil Kessel was the Leafs' best player? I remember that, man. For some reason they pummeled the shit out of him in the media, and I don't get why, because Kessel was fantastic. Hamburger Man, I'm not getting a Byron poster. I'm not getting a Byron poster. Great live stream here, Harry. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Your channel will continue to grow. No question. I'm subscribed, so we'll be back soon. I'm out. Go Habs, go, Bob. Go Habs, go for sure, man. Thank you so much for coming by the stream. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot that some people from Rick are actually coming by and sticking around. Greatly means a lot, man. Bowl with soup inside. In background, be like, hey, what up, bitches? Hey, thank you, TVI, for noticing the bowl with spoon inside it. Thank you, man. Or not soup, spoon. I'm stupid. What if the Jets just moved up one spot? Faggio, then history has changed because they took Laine. Instead, if it's Matthews to Winnipeg and Toronto getting Laine, I don't know if Matthews is as good as a goal scorer if he is, and I don't know if Laine is as bad as a goal scorer as he is right now. Hot take, I think, 100% Sons of Liberty. I think Vegas and Pittsburgh both retire Fleury's number. Joaquin, I actually have no clue. I'm going to end the stream probably in like 5-10 minutes. But yeah, I'm probably going to stream in like 10 or 15 minutes. We can probably do it whenever. I'm too sure. Like I want to ask John if he wants to do Jackbox, because I know he loves doing Jackbox and Scribbly.io and all that stuff. So we might end up doing it in his server, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah, Austin in 5 seasons is now beating Kessel's goal number. No, he's not. Jesus, that's nuts. Goalie starter was number 1 and the backup was in the late 20s and 30s because teams numbered the players. I did not know that, GGR. Thank you, Jeff, for that. That's pretty cool, actually. That's really cool. Yeah, Wolverine. Like, I remember thinking, oh, they got rid of Dubois and they got back Laine and Roslovic and Laine. Like, I thought that was such a bad trade for the Jets, and now they're winning it somehow. Good on the Jets, man. Good on the Jets. Of course, Sons Liberty. Of course, you'd get a Byron poster. Imagine how goated a 3-on-3. Oh my, Hamburger Man, please don't. Byron, Alsner, Marincin, Jesus. Hey, thank you, Derek. Gotta DM that link to the yes, Sons of Liberty. Thank you. Habs were not able to score on the power play again, but I liked how we were being patient, trying to set up for a really solid chance. Just couldn't get it, unfortunately. 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. Canadiens were playing well in the final minutes, just trying to shut the game down at this point. But then, unfortunately, the Senators, Shark-O-Shake, Roslovic is doing great in Columbus, but the big piece was Laine, and he's only got, 4 points in 15 games? So, yeah, that's definitely a big win for Winnipeg right now. I hope Laine gets better as well, man. You never like seeing players, only 4 points in 15 games when they should be getting 30, 40 goals at least. It definitely sucks. Yeah, Shark-O-Shake. I mean, that's the thing. Like, they have Laine. They have Roslovic. They have Domi. They have not Cam Atkinson. Who's Columbus's first line center? I forget. But they have good centers. They just don't have that pure elite center like Winnipeg did when the Jets had him. If the Blue Jackets put Laine on waivers, so he can be acquiring high quality drawing. Honestly, if the Blue Jackets, they would never put Laine on waivers. Holy shit, Buffalo would probably get because of the worst team in the league. If they don't put a claimant on him, that would be nuts. I think everyone forgot that Roslovic. Yeah, Fazio. Everyone forgot Roslovic was really good for some reason. That was really surprising. But Arturi Lehkonen got called for a holding. It was kind of very soft. I think it was a tripping, but I recognize it as a holding. It was unfortunately kind of soft. And the Senators would score 7 seconds in. Nick Paul gets the goal to unfortunately break the shutout for Jake Allen. 1 for 2 on the PK tonight. 1 for goalies. D-men got single digits. 20s for centers and wings. Back up high 20s or in the 30s. It was also how the guys sat in the team bus and locker room. I did not know that, Jeff. Thank you for that. That's pretty sick, actually. That's really cool. Thank you, man. Blue Jackets first line center is Max Domi. Jesus, TBI. First line center is Max Domi. And he was the Habs fourth line center in the playoffs. And the Blue Jackets beat the Leafs last season. Remember, we had 18. That is true, high quality drawing. You guys fired all of your scouts. And got them all back. Shark-O-Shake, it must have some. Hey, no problem, Shark-O-Shake. Who knows how much we have? That is true, high quality drawing. When Roslovic, yeah, Fazio, that's pretty sick, man. That's pretty sick. Roslovic getting 2 goals in one game. That would have been sick seeing him get a hat trick. Yeah, if Chucky's improved with the Leafs, Laine could definitely do better with the Leafs. Just imagine if I had told someone in 2016, yo, Matthews and Laine are both going to be potentially Leafs in 2021, everyone would have said, oh, you're a biased Leafs fan. It maybe could happen. Maybe we'd win. It's a 4-1 victory for the Canadiens. Final shots for 39-20 Canadiens as well. Yeah, I'm going to get right into the stats, guys, because I have to get out of here in 5 minutes. My voice is killing me. We want to do some Jackbox on the Discord. Link in the description if you guys do not own that. If you guys do not have Discord, it's free. You give an email, you give a username, put a password in. It's free. Download it. You can join the server. Yeah. Hockey Junkie, I agree, man. Domi's overrated for sure. Yeah, Joaquin. Tokarski played for Buffalo. That's pretty sick, man. Longest lasting GM is Shark-O-Shake. That's pretty interesting. That's actually really sick. Clifford, I did see that. The Canucks have to postpone their season another week due to COVID. That's surprising, honestly. But yeah, I was about to say it could affect the Habs record. Then it wouldn't because we haven't played the Canucks. We don't have to play the Canucks anymore. But it still could because if a Canucks game gets moved to say a day that the Habs are supposed to play a team that the Canucks are now playing, that game has to get delayed. So it definitely could end up impacting all of the other Canadian teams. When I seen Galchenyuk was on waivers in my head, I was thinking maybe the Habs should pick him back up. Exactly, Real Matrix. If he gets 30 goals again, his value goes right back up again with us. But that's the only thing is he's only on a 1-year deal. So if he got 30 goals again, that's just another guy that, oh shit, Montreal likely has to let him go, you know? But yeah, I was thinking like, oh, maybe Montreal should try and pick up, maybe Montreal picks up Galchenyuk. I would have liked to see it, Galchenyuk back in Montreal. And just to solidify, we absolutely win the Domi trade that we get Galchenyuk and the guy that we traded Domi for in the first place. Or we traded for Domi in the first place. We get the guy that we traded for Domi in the first place, and the guy we traded Domi for. The guy we traded for Domi for. There we go. Leafs would have to trade Liljegren, Kerfoot, Emeroff, Robertson, and drawing. I don't know if it's that high. Given Lanny has had a really poor season, I don't think it'd be that high. I think it'd probably be Sandin, Liljegren, a first, and maybe something else. The discussion is too good tonight, and no work tomorrow. Got the volume. Yo, Jeff, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you sticking around, man. Nylander and the high quality drawing. Spezza said he's gonna retire if he goes anywhere but the Leafs. You can't go home again. Jeff, what do you mean, man? Has Anderson played this season? Yeah, Fazio. Josh Anderson's been playing the majority of the season, but Frederik Anderson has played some of the season. So the stats for the Montreal Canadiens. Jeff Petrie leads the team with 11 goals, 17 assists for 28 points. Thank you, Derek, man. I hope my Montreal Canadiens win on Saturday as well, man. I hope for the exact same thing. Tyler Toffoli, who is currently technically injured. Yeah, he's injured. 18 goals, 9 assists, 27 points. Our leading offensive player hasn't been in the lineup, and we've won the last 3 games without him. Hell yeah. Brendan Gallagher is 13 goals, 9 assists, 22 points. Tomas Tatar, 7 goals, 15 assists, 22 points. How many goddamn teams does this dude follow? TBI, I got no clue, man. High quality drawing. Toffoli is supposed to maybe come back Saturday. I think Monday is likely the earliest that we get him back. I think he practices with the team Saturday, but I think he's probably back Monday only. I honestly think Toffoli, Stahl, and Armia all could come back in the lineup on Monday. But Nick Suzuki, 7 goals, 14 assists, 21 points. Jonathan Drouin, 2 goals, 19 assists, 19 points. 2 goals, 19 assists, 21 points. Is there going to be an all-star? No, high quality drawing. Unfortunately, there's not going to be an all-star this year. People could sim it on NHL 22. I'm pretty sure at the end of the year, the NHL is going to be like, yo, if we did an all-star game, here's who would have been on the teams, something like that. Chucky, you can't go home again, especially with the way he left the team. That is true, Jeff. I mean, even when he left, even when he got waived by, I think I forget if it was Arizona or Carolina or Minnesota or whoever, or Ottawa. It was Ottawa, actually. I definitely think Bergevin wouldn't be stupid enough to fall for that. But when he was on waivers from Ottawa or whatever, I definitely was like, hey, maybe we should pick back up Galchenyuk, just get him for the rest of the year, see how he does, My cat, holy shit, Sons of Liberty. I hope you're all good, man. This TBI, I get it. Imagine Hall gets traded to the Leafs. Fazio, every Canadian team would be in panic thinking, oh shit, the Leafs are going to start falling now, right? Because Hall's kind of a draft lottery dude. McDavid, hey, Andrew, I hope, man. Is it the Oilers we play on Saturday? I thought it was the Leafs. Yeah, Real Matrix, Allen and Campbell, that'd be pretty sick, man. If it is Habs and Leafs on Wednesday, that'd actually be fantastic. That would absolutely be incredible. Love that. Phillip Danault, 3 goals, 16 assists for 19 points. Josh Anderson has 11 goals, 5 assists, 16 points. Kotkaniemi is the exact opposite, 5 goals and 11 assists for 16 points. Shea Weber, 5 goals, 10 assists, 15 points. Corey Perry with 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. Yoel Armia, who is currently in COVID protocol, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. Paul Byron with 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. Joel Edmondson with 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points. Harry, you should know that if you forget. I do know that, TBI. Hey, high quality drawing, man. Thank you for coming by to the stream. I greatly appreciate it. As a Leafs fan, thank you for coming by to the stream and listening to me talk about the Montreal Canadiens. Good night, man. Enjoy your night, man. Thank you very much for coming by. Joel Edmondson, 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points. Arturi Lehkonen, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Jake Evans with 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. Ben Sherratt, 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points. Same thing with Alex Romanoff. Brent Kulak with 4 assists. Victor Mete with 2 assists. Alex Frolik and Xavier Ouellet, the only Canadians to have played games with the Canadiens with no points. And Josh Anderson and Ben Sherratt leads the team with 4 fights. Josh Anderson and Corey Perry each have 2. Edmondson has 1, and Galley is the only guy on the Montreal Canadiens with a penalty shot. Yeah, guys, that is going to do it for today's stream. We've been live for an hour and 40 minutes. Holy shit. Thank you all so much for watching the stream. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, fair includes but not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything else. My name is Harry Rice. Subscribe to the Pleth Club, subscribe to the Hasty Club, subscribe to join the Sub Hub, subscribe to join the D Nation if you're a member of the Mod Squad. Thank you for monitoring any comments on any streams and or videos that I post. Yeah, Fazio, man. They got rid of Eberle and Hall. They could have been sick. Joaquin, thank you, man. Greatly appreciate it, buddy. Romanoff, I thought would have, yeah, Jeff. Like Romanoff's been playing fantastic. He just can't get puck luck, unfortunately. I just sit on my piano stool, just TBI. That's kind of sick, honestly. That's kind of cool. I wish I could be able to say, I have to sit on my piano stool when I stream. Like just imagine like a humble brag about having a piano. Real Matrix, they could maybe try and get Hall back. I could see it potentially. I could potentially see them trying to get Hall again. Maybe in free agency next year, potentially. Derek, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Go Habs, go for sure on Wednesday. Or on Saturday, sorry. Wednesday as well, and Monday, and Saturday, and all of the games that they play. Links in the description are my Twitter, not grand piano. Yeah, no, TV. I mean, hell, even just a piano in general, like that's pretty sick. Links in the description are my Twitch. I don't stream on there at all because I want to get, once I get my PS4 fixed, I will work on trying to stream on there again. Just one of those electric ones. TBI, even that's pretty sick still that you play piano at all. That's really cool. The Discord is in the description. It's where I talk with some of you guys whenever you guys post stuff in there. I post notifications every time I go live and every time I post a video because YouTube notifications don't send out. So Discord kind of works. They could trade Larson to the Sabres for Hall. Faggio, legit, Larson for Hall would actually work out. Plus, it'd be a good way for them to get Evan Bouchard back in the lineup and see Ray Bro bust nuts. See you next game. Maybe I can get on with you and Rick again. We can have a conversation. Yeah, Jeff. Like, whenever Rick wants to do another of those live casts, I'm 100% down for it. If he wants to invite me back on, I know he said that we're gonna have to reunite the ones from the first live cast. I'm absolutely down for it. Like, that was definitely so fun. It was absolutely fun. It was so fun doing that live cast. I would definitely like to do it again for sure. Definitely would like to see. Definitely like for. To be on with you and Rick again for sure. That was so fun. It'd be really, really cool. You can do the intro to Blinding Lights. That's sick, Sons. Let's go. He wants you on every. Yeah, Jeff. He wants me on like every game. Like I checked my email, Dave Games. I'm like I checked it for Thursday. Yeah, Tuesday. And I was like, let me check just in case. And I checked. Jeff sent me the link, or Rick sent me the link. I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, my paranoia, just in case. And he sent me the link, and now I'm going to have to check before every game. I'm going to try and remember to check for every game. Just be like, all right, did Rick send me the link or not? But yeah, he wants me on every game. That's pretty awesome, man. Like, that's really cool that Rick wants me to, get on, plug the streams. I mean, I watch him. So it's not just like I come on, plug the stream and then leave. Like, I watch the streams. Like, I watch his videos. He's a great YouTuber. So that's really cool that, someone I follow wants to promote me in return, and I promote him on these streams. I say, go check out Talking Habs and whatever. So it's mutually beneficial that I plug him, he plugs me. It's great. So yeah, it's really cool. He wants me on every game. I'm sure he wants the same for you, Jeff. It's just for some reason you can't find the links. Also in the description is my Amazon wishlist PO box and the PayPal. If you do send anything via the PayPal, never at all ask for any of those. Absolutely never ask for it, but it is greatly appreciated. You'll get your name on the big ass donor board of non-donations if you do send anything on the PayPal. It will be in the background of the next non-25 days of her video and the next live stream. The reason I do both is because the streams typically look like garbage, so the video is just to make up for it. The Amazon wish list and the PayPal or the PO box, if anyone does send me anything, it is never asked for at all, but it is greatly appreciated. You will get a video of me unboxing it if anything is sent my way. If anything is sent my way, you will get a video of me unboxing on the Citizen during the month of November, December, in which case they will be held on to for a special Christmas Eve live stream. I hope you're able to get back in, man. That sucks. Like, that would suck if you have to create a new email. Hopefully you're able to get back in or are able to get back in, man. Thank you guys, by the way, for the 20 likes. That means a lot. 21 likes, actually, now at this point, I think. Also in the description is my speedrunning account. Since I do have a controller now, I've been trying to work on my speedrunning abilities quite a bit, so I definitely am looking to up my speedrunningness. I'm definitely looking to get back into speedrunning, just doing gaming videos in general. I think it'd be really, really fun. I think it'd definitely be really, really fun to start doing some more gaming runs. I had that email since 1996. No way, Jeff. Wow, that is nuts. 1996. In comparison, I've only had my email since like 2011. So like that, like 1996. Holy shit. You've had your email for 25 years. No way. I hope you're able to get back into it, man. That's gonna suck. How much do you think Kotkaniemi will ask for? Probably right now, I would think 4.5 million. I would think maybe 4.5 million. I'm gonna go watch another HH YouTuber now. Hey Fazio, thank you for coming by the stream, man. Greatly appreciate it, buddy. Speedrunning. Yeah, like I said, I want to do some more gaming videos, some more speedrunning videos. You can check out the record that I hold on speedrunning.com or speedrun.com. And the final thing in the description is my letterbox. That's where I rate reviews. Unless I forgot about it. Oh, rip, there goes the stream. All right, I'm gonna do the rest of the stream here. Oh, never mind. There we go. It came back. Let's go. But the letterbox is where I rate and review movies very early. I'll actually review them most of the time. Just rate them. Check it out if you want to know what movies I love. Unless you'd rather check out the video made for Christmas Day last year, which may or may not be my top 100 movies of all time of 2020. Or if you want to wait till the end of the year this year, if you want to wait till the end of the year this year, you can check out a very special video for 25 Days of Harry. Yeah, check it out. Check it out if you also want to know what movies I hate. I definitely wanted to do a video on that in the future. I think it'd be really fun to collab with a YouTuber potentially, talk about that maybe together. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, that's going to do it for today's stream, guys. We've been live for an hour and 45 minutes. Absolutely nuts, guys. I have to get out of here. My voice is sickening. Jeff, really, you got some ideas for movies for me, man. If you have Discord, send them to me. I forget if you have Discord. Or if you want to wait till the next stream, write them down, send them to me. Or if you want to send them to me on email, I think Rick has my email. Yo, Gaslin, I'm sorry, man. I'm leaving now. An hour and 45 minutes. You got plenty to watch though. If you wanted to join, I'm really sorry, man. But yeah, guys. Holy shit, that was weird. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for coming to the streams. I'm gonna say this at the end of every stream. I wouldn't be here streaming if it weren't for you guys that check me out. And yo, Jeff, you suck at Discord. It's easy, man. Once you learn it, it's easy, man. At first, it sucks. For me, it was the same way. I had a hard time navigating. Once you learn it, it's simple, man. It's very simple. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it, man. Have a good night as well, guys. Like I said, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys that watch and support the channel. It means a lot that you guys would come by to the streams every time, listen to a Habs fan like me rant or just talk about the Canadiens, talk about the game, read the stats and whatever. It means a lot, guys. Thank you all so much. Before I leave, I want to get some Triple Heart Squad in the chat, boys. If you can do that, please, it would mean a lot. If we can get some Triple Heart Squad in the chat, that would mean a lot, guys. Before the end of the stream, thank you all so much. I love you all. My name is Harry Race, and I am out. Peace. I love you all, guys. I love you guys so much. Stay classy. Ali Morial. Peace, guys. Thank you guys for the Triple Heart Squad. It means a lot, boy. It means a lot, boys. Thank you guys for the 24 likes. We'll see if we can get to 25 in the future. Thank you all so much.